Our character has started to hollow, and it all started with Yol.
Oh, our champion of Ash, welcome home. This pilgrim, with a debt in death, hardly deserves to behold this divine flame. And I never would have, had you not taken me into your service. I thank you dearly for this, and assure you of my leal service. As I have said, I was once a sorcerer. Alas, the magic of Londor is a far cry from the wonders of Vinheim. But I can teach you what I know. Perhaps, more importantly, I believe that I can help tease out your true strength. We pilgrims of Londor are keenly aware that those branded by the dark sign possess something quite special. Then shall we begin? Bearer of the dark sign, let your true strength shine.
So drawing out your true strength at Yol yields you a level, completely for free, without any soul requirement. However, it also subtly, and without any notification, creates a dark sigil, found within your key slot in your inventory. The dark sigil description reads, "A black gaping hole in the flesh that resembles the brand of an undead. The darkness of humanity seeps from this bottomless pitch-black hole, the gap filled by the accumulation of the curse." And once this dark sigil appears and is triggered by Yol, every subsequent death will cause you to hollow further, and you can now track the level of your hollowing on your stat screen. This dark sigil will never heal, but there is a tale told of a firekeeper who returned from the abyss and brought great comfort to a bearer of the curse. After getting 20,000 souls, you can buy the tower key from the handmaiden, and then you can explore the bell tower behind Firelink Shrine. We journey up there, and we find what remains of this old, legendary firekeeper. Soul of a firekeeper who is said to have returned from the abyss. This firekeeper preserves the bonfire and serves its champion. She is said to have soothed and accepted the dark sigil, which has tainted her soul. And yet her soul will one day embed itself in the bosom of another firekeeper. The tower key reads, "The bell tower is the grave of firekeepers past. When a firekeeper has served her purpose, she is led to true darkness, where she enjoys a long-deserved sleep." As we journeyed down, I got really lucky. I looked over the edge here, and I saw that a corpse had been thrown down here, but it got caught on the edge. And it's another firekeeper. And below are hundreds more. This, apparently, is the fate of firekeepers who serve the flame. The firekeepers were robbed of light to better serve as vessels for souls. Only those who cherished the writhing, searing darkness were given the firekeeper's black attire. The Estus ring reads, "This ring was entrusted to a certain firekeeper, but in the end she never met her champion, and the ensuing tragic farce became a favourite tale of the masses." I hope you guys are keeping up with me. This is a really lore-heavy episode. And apparently, this firekeeper who returned from the abyss existed during Ludleth of Corland's cycle, before he linked the fire, presumably.
Ah, found her, did we? And the black eyes that shimmer within, I see. 'Tis as if it were but yesterday. We did all we could to spare her from them. Much has happened since. Mayhap I should apprise thee of what the thin light of these eyes might reveal to the eyeless firekeeper. Scenes of betrayal, things never intended for her ken, visions of this age's end. Treat the firekeeper not with discourtesy. She is much like thee, prisoners both, kept to link the fire.
There's a story here for sure, but parts are missing. Who did Corland seek to spare her from? Who was the betrayer? And what did this firekeeper, who returned from the abyss, apparently, see?
Ashen One, this is much like what lies within me. Then let it find its own place within my bosom. She will understand. We are both firekeepers after all. Forgive me, sister. May the flames guide thy way.
Healing the Dark Sigil costs a ridiculous amount of souls, and even after it's removed, your points of hollowing still remain, and there is always the option to acquire more Dark Sigils from Yol. As far as I can tell, the only effect of hollowing is that it allows you to occasionally acquire another Dark Sigil from Yol, and this lets you level up for free. So, in a sense, it's a way to lessen the pain of dying so many times. This is the best theory I have, and I've gone painstakingly over every piece of footage I have. But there's more, because after 5 free levels and 5 Dark Sigils, Yol says you have attained ample strength, and that soon all will become clear. And then, after reloading the area, watching over Yol's newfound corpse was a woman named Huwiaden.
Oh, prithee, art thou good Yol's master? I am Huwiaden of Londor, a close friend of his. Thanks to thee, Yol's soul is redeemed. Allow me to express my gratitude in his stead. Another matter. Thou'rt a lord, art thou not? Bearer of the Dark Sigil, and our Lord of Hollows. For the time thou remainst our lord, we of Londor shall serve thee. And I, of course, am also thine.
The notable items she sells are the Purging Stone, which seems to say that it will cure the visual effects of hollowing, and the Dark Hand from Dark Souls 1. There's also 2 rings that change you into human or phantom form, and the Londor Braille Divine Tome, which teaches us dark miracles if we can find someone to read it, and I know where to find her.
Another one of those unkindled, are you? All you faceless undead, behaving as if you deserve respect. Hopeless, the whole lot of you. Like little moths flittering towards a flame.
Siegmeyer and Andre, they aren't the only souls to be reborn. This man from Karim just quoted a line from Lautrec of Dark Souls 1, and both of them are obsessed with the Firekeepers.
You like poking around in cells, do you? How very genteel. Taking an interest in her, have you? Well, she's a lost cause. Couldn't even become a firekeeper. After I brought her all this way and got her all ready. She's beyond repair, I tell you.
Who is there? Is someone there? Anyone? Oh, please, whoever you are, touch me. The dark surrounds me, nibbles at my flesh. Ah, yes, there you are. So close, indeed. Then I am not entirely alone, just yet.
Irina, unwillingly, eventually reads the Braille Tome to us, and she can teach us 3 hexes. Hexes are confirmed. Darkblade, Vow of Silence, and Dead Again.
Isn't it better to burn a soul vessel than be a dirty hexer scum?
Maybe I could try a dex build.
So around this point, I started feeling really pressured. I knew I was at the end of my pre-release session with Dark Souls 3, so in a last-ditch effort to just learn something more, I kill everyone I can think of in the shrine. Irina drops the tower key, and then her prior captor makes good on his promise, and he ambushes you in the shrine for killing her. You get his hammer and his shield when you kill him. The Handmaiden respawns, but every time you kill her, she increases the prices of her wares in revenge. I think the tower key ended up costing like 40,000 instead of 20,000. It was insane. Don't do this. Andre does not give a shit when you attack him. I guess he's been blacksmithing for like generations, and he's been smithing stuff through countless apocalypses. One undead slashing at him isn't gonna stop him, though when you do kill him, he refuses to help you at all, so don't do this either. And finally, we kill Huwiaden.
Yule knows not of thy folly. A hollow need not be mad. No one so weak shall ever rule us.
I found it interesting that she shares her name with Huwiaden of Demon Souls, who in that game was a witch who practiced the dark arts that stem from emotion. I always remember that bit of dialogue. And it's interesting, Huwiaden of Dark Souls 3 has connections to hexes and dark miracles that also reference emotion in many descriptions.
God, I have failed thee.
Karth. This makes it click with us that Londor is New Londo from Dark Souls 1, a land where the 4 kings were corrupted by the whisperings of Karth, the home of the Dark Wraiths, who look to be ruled over by a Dark Lord, which lines up with the end of Dark Souls 1 as you become a Dark Lord who embraces the curse, a Lord of Hollows. So much more to talk about, but no time. The final boss of the demo is the Cursed Greatwood. I don't know about others, but this fight was really disappointing for me. His attacks did really low damage for how easy they were to avoid. However, he does drop something hugely important. He drops a transposing kiln.
Oh, belike it is a transposing kiln in thy possession. Transposition is the art of extracting and coalescing the essence of a soul.
The most interesting item here is the Black Eye Ring, I think, because it gives you health back on successive hits, which means it encourages a more aggressive playstyle, which is awesome. The demo ends with another fight against a Boreal Knight, and this one is down the elevator where we first met Sigurd. The Crestfallen Knight calls this path the path to Aldrich, Saint of the Deep. There is a lot more I want to talk about, and I wish I wasn't under time constraints, because come March 24th, I'll be able to do a much better job than what I have done here, and that's going to be exciting. March 24th is when the Japanese version releases, by the way. But for now, this is all I have to show. I really did try my best with all of this. I've only got 4 hours of sleep every night, so thank you all for watching so much, and I'll see you again soon. Time for sleep.